But ultimately, at 31 years old, I know where I belong. And like the only recognition I really need is from myself. And if I'm okay with that, then it doesn't matter what anyone says. Obviously, I appreciate the positive comments, but I don't really look at any of it anymore. Like, I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea,
Yeah.
but I don't care, because I'm my own cup of tea. And so they'll have their opinions of me, and ultimately I'm going to go home to my daughter and we're going to go to the park. And so as long as my family loves me, it doesn't matter.
And we are back for another casual conversation with the classic, and I am here with the Spanish god himself, long overdue, probably about like 6 to 5 years in the making, Sammy Guevara. How are we doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Yeah, this has been a long time. I feel like we've talked for many, many years, and but here we are, finally doing the damn thing.
Yeah, and you're one of those guys that've been like maybe every 6 months. I'm like, yeah, you should come on the show. You should come on the show. And then
dude,
you're like, yeah. You're like, I'm down, and I was like,
I don't know what's been the holdup, but I've been down.
Yeah. So it's great having you on here. I got to start off the way I start with everybody. It's a little cliche, but being the wrestling classic, I feel like the people love to know, what were your earliest memories of professional wrestling? Like for you, like what do you remember seeing first? Like what was like, oh, I'm hooked after that.
My earliest memory is watching an episode of SmackDown and seeing Rey Mysterio and Batista versus Eminem in a steel cage match. Yeah. I remember watching that and I was like, this is amazing. And then going with my neighbor and my brother and his brother and just having little backyard matches, but we did it in the front yard.
Yeah. So it wasn't technically backyard wrestling, it was front yard wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. And then we moved it eventually in the backyard.
How cool is it though, like all these years later, like you've got to work with Rey Mysterio on the independents, you've got to work with so many of the people you looked up to, like Jeff Hardy and so on. What does that mean to you?
Oh man, it's a dream come true for sure. Like at least I always believed I would be here, but I remember growing up, like people would make it seem like it's impossible. It's like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be wrestling guys like Ray or this person, that person, this person, and like being able to like accomplish those goals one after another. It's just it goes to show that ultimately no one knows what they're talking about, and that if you just believe enough and work hard enough, it's gonna happen. And now I'm gonna show you, since we're on video.
Yeah.
And now I have a freaking action figure with Matt Hardy on there.
Yeah.
Look at that, the new golf cart exclusive. Yeah, so I mean that right there is like, what? Not only did I get to wrestle this guy, we had a crazy rivalry, but now we have an action figure together. It's pretty badass.
No, that's insane. And seeing those things come together, like you have an action figure with Matt Hardy, like who would have thought when you were a kid, right?
Right.
Another thing that's absolutely insane is you've been on this long run as the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions with Dustin Rhodes, the Sons of Texas. Like, how did that come about? And like, did you ever think you'd just be like Tag Team Champions with Dustin Rhodes out of all people?
No, I definitely never saw that on my bingo card. But yeah, last year I was kind of at a crossroads of which direction I want to go with my career. And then ultimately the idea of me and Dustin came up, and I loved it because, for longtime vlog viewers, Dustin was my first ever vlog champion, and we have a great rapport backstage and we get along very well. And so I was just like, hell yeah, let's do this. We've been across the ring from each other. We've wrestled each other many times. He put me through a table and all this other stuff. But now to be like tagging with him, and now our careers are forever intertwined with the history of the Ring of Honor tag titles. You go and look on the names: Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara. We are connected. It's super awesome.
Let's talk about the evolution of Sammy Guevara. Nowadays, we see you coming out wearing a nice suit most of the times. But initially, you used to rock that Panda head, and I've always been intrigued. Like, what was the story behind the Panda head?
I love that you brought that up, because I was talking to the merch people at AEW, and I said, well, let's get a micro brawler with the Panda head. And they were like, that was 6 years ago. And I was like, well, people still talk about it to this day. And here we are talking about it now. So my bestie Chrissy from merch, right? I think we need to make a micro brawler with the Panda head.
Yeah, because it's part of your story. It's part of the evolution. Like, you have changed throughout the years, but like, you know, at one moment you were Panda Sammy, next thing you were the Spanish God. Talk about that transition. Like, what made you make the switch?
So ultimately, the Panda head was just supposed to be a one-off. Like,
yeah,
I was told I was having a singles match on the first Double or Nothing, but then it wasn't like announced until a couple weeks before. And so, like a couple weeks before, when I found out, okay, I'm wrestling Kip Sabian, and we're two guys that are virtually not very known, you know? And so it's like, there's going to be a lot of matches on this card. There's going to be Kenny Omegas. There's going to be all these crazy matches happening. So how am I going to stand out? I know we're going to have a great match because, you know, I'm not trying to put myself over, but that's what I do. Ultimately, a lot of people on that card are going to have a great match, but I need something else to stand out. So I love pandas. It's one of my favorite animals. On the indies, I would put pandas on T-shirts, on everything, all my merch. In case anyone wonders what just happened, the technology malfunction. But go back to the question. Yeah, I used to rock the Panda head or the Panda merch on everything because I just tried to connect a piece of me onto everything that I do. And so whenever the first match came up, I was like, what can I do? I was like, oh, what if I wore like a Panda head, like, you know? And then, dude, I paid like $2,500 for that thing, and I was not making a lot of money. And you know, AEW just started, so it's not like I got a lot of money right away. But I just saw it as an investment because I was like, okay, no matter what happens, like, they're gonna remember that Panda guy was pretty good. They may not remember the name, but they'll remember that Panda guy was pretty good. And I think it worked out.
No, definitely did. It left an imprint on people's minds. I'm telling you, that Panda thing. They need to make that Panda merch. They should make that brawler. It's a thing. People remember. Hit them with the nostalgia. Like, we remember that era. Hey, yo, it's your boy, the Wrestling Classic. Just with a very special announcement. I gotta let you guys know about the premier wrestling convention in Los Angeles. LAX Fan Fest. Check them out. Bret the Hitman Hart, Dustin Rhodes, Rikishi, Conan, Godfather, Mina Shirakawa, Victoria. So many great names. LAX Fan Fest, June 28, 2025, 5711 Century Boulevard at the Hilton by LAX. Come on through. It's the premier wrestling convention in Los Angeles. If you haven't been to one, you'll absolutely enjoy it. We'll be doing a giveaway for all of you big Bret Hart fans, so keep your eye out for that giveaway. Follow LAX Fan Fest on social media. Follow the Wrestling Classic. Check out fanfestlax.com. Get your tickets. Google it. Figure it out. Be there. June 28th, LAX Fan Fest. Bret Hart, Dustin Rhodes, Rikishi, X-Pac, Conan, then the list goes on. If you're an old school wrestling fan, if you're a new school wrestling fan, you're going to have a blast. LAX Fan Fest. Come through. Make sure you're there. Keep doing the thing. Let me ask you about this. You were Cody Rhodes' first match, the first match in AEW Dynamite, the first match ever. You were part of that. You were part of his last match before he left. Isn't that a weird bookend for you that just happened to be the case? Like, talk about the first match and talk about the last match and the ladder match. How both of them are significant to you?
Yeah, I mean, the first match, I remember hearing about it a couple of months before. Nick Jackson told me. I thought he was just ribbing me. So, yeah, you're going to have a match with Cody, I think, on the first episode of Dynamite. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then it kind of, like, started, you know, as weeks got closer, it's like, oh, this is actually happening. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, you know, maybe Cody just saw, like, this guy's got some potential or something, and he chose me to be his opponent. But very grateful for that. Because that was a big spot to be in. And, you know, that was the first time people are going to be turning on Dynamite. And what if they turn on and just see a completely shitty match? You know, that would suck. But, you know, pressure makes diamonds. And I felt a lot of pressure that night. But I feel like when you put the pressure on Sammy Guevara, I rise to the occasion. And I think we put on a really great match that night.
And then the ladder match you had in his last match where you ran the TNT Championship back. What did that mean to you? Because you actually had like one of the first, what, 3-time TNT champions, was it? Or
yeah. Me, we're tied right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody, Wardlow, me, all 3 times.
Okay. Yeah. So what did that ladder match mean for you? Like that, you know, that was a memorable match as well.
Yeah, I mean, so at that time, there was the rumors that Cody was possibly working without a contract or leaving. And yeah, I think I flew in the day before so we can kind of like talk some things over. And I could just tell, like, I think Cody, I didn't know he was going anywhere. I thought maybe he was just going to go spend time with his kid or something because he kept looking at pictures of his baby. And I was just like, um, yeah, I could feel like this might be it for him. Um, didn't know for sure. Didn't know if he was also working me or not, you know. But yeah, to be his last match and how you put it to be his first Dynamite match and last Dynamite match, it's really crazy. In that match too, we just went balls out, you know, went wild with it, and I don't think either one of us intended to make it like the greatest ladder match of all time or any of that. But the fact that a lot of people put it in such high praise means a lot. And I feel like I didn't understand at the time what that moment meant for myself or for my career. But it's only now when I look back and I can see like, you know, the moments that were made out of it that it's like, oh, wow, that was a really special night.
Let me ask you about Chris Jericho, because obviously throughout your AEW career, you've been paired with Chris Jericho from the Inner Circle to the JAS. You've probably been his most loyal companion and partner out of all the partners he's had. One, what's the best advice you've gotten from Chris Jericho? Let's start with that first. What's the best advice you've gotten from Chris Jericho? What did you learn the most from working with him?
Man, that's a hard question because I mean, I've been with him for so long. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, trying to remember everything he's told me, but like, I try to like soak up as much information I could from him, you know, and it's like, especially when it comes to like promos, it's like taking your time, you know, not trying to like da 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 or always yell. It's like just kind of like sometimes you could just talk, you
Yeah.
know. It's like so he helped me a lot with a lot of different things, and you know, trying to just have a cool head, you know, especially when I came into the company, I was very young, you know, and didn't have a lot of mentorship per se, but, you know, he tried to help me as much as he could. And he definitely steered me the right direction along with Cody and some other people. So I definitely appreciate him a lot because, you know, when you think of me and AEW, you think of him and I. And, you know, maybe one day we'll get back together again. Who knows?
We also, even if you guys get back together, we've also just never had the single Sammy versus Chris Jericho match. Those
We had it once.
that did you? There was that fatal four-way where you guys were mixed up together.
So there was that, but see, we had one at the Grand Slam. The reason it's probably not as memorable is because I got hurt like a week later, and then
Yeah.
when I came back, I literally joined him again after turning on him. So yeah, you know, I would love to wrestle him again. You know,
Yeah.
he beat me in that singles match, so you know, I definitely I need to see him. I need to see him again. You know.
Yeah, it feels like the story's not finished there. Whether you guys get
No,
back
definitely
together,
not.
whether it's against it, the story's not finished there. There's still something there, and I think just the way you have been with them throughout your AEW career, it's like there's a part of it missing still.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. Let's talk about you taking some crazy bumps, whether it's steel cage dives, ladder dives, getting hit by golf carts.
Getting hit by golf carts, which is available
Yeah.
now at jazzwaresvault.com.
Like what goes through your mind before these stunts? Like, why is it important for you to leave these fans with these memories and put yourself through that? Like, what is the mindset behind it? Because we've seen wrestlers in the past do it too, and I've always been curious. Like, what makes you want? What's the adrenaline before you start doing that? Like, what makes you want to do it?
I mean, I'll tell you, especially in the early days, there was a lot of caution to the wind where it didn't really matter what was happening to me.
Yeah.
What was more important than to my own health was making a moment. And
Mm.
I literally was so like fixated on the idea of making it and getting my name out there that I basically was willing to put my body through anything. And so when it comes up to like getting super kicked by Matt Jackson and turning inside out or getting hit by a golf cart, whatever it is, like I want it to be the craziest thing. Even getting thrown off of the blood and guts, I wanted it to be even crazier. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, but the doctors made it the way they did, and ultimately, I'm grateful for that. And now looking back, but yeah, there's a lot of caution to the wind where it's just like the desire to go to the next level and to do whatever it takes to get there. Um, I saw this quote from this driver. It was like he's gonna put his foot on the gas and he's not gonna stop till he sees a checkered flag or he meets God. And that's how I felt a lot going into a lot of these big moves where it's like I don't care what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make a moment or I'm gonna die trying. And
Yeah.
I'm very happy I did not die trying. But
Yeah.
it was really caution to the wind.
Do you have like a particular one that stands out to you, or one that you feel like is your favorite, or like that's the one that I think's gonna stand the test of time?
Man, I mean, the thing is, like a lot of things that I do, like I don't even think about that it's going to be as memorable as it was. Like even the
Yeah.
golf cart hit, I didn't think it was going to be as talked about as it was until I checked my phone, like after the match was over. Or even the cutter to Cody off the ladder.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to be as talked about as it was. Um, so I don't have one specifically for me because I'm also in a competition with myself constantly. I'm trying to get better at it, but it was an unhealthy competition with myself where it's like I have to top everything that I'm doing, and it's like, okay, this is what I did last time. How do I top that? And then once I top that, I don't even enjoy it. It's like I got to top that now, and then it's just
Yeah.
it was a constant battle. I've definitely gotten better with it, but yeah. So what people tell me is that they love the golf cart bump and they love the Cody Cutter bump. So
Yeah.
yeah, they those are two that I get asked about all the time.
Yeah. When I was doing research, I saw a couple of you diving off the stage too. And I'm like, oh, he's done so many of these insane bumps
Yeah.
that like you question like what is it behind it. But then I have also to ask you then, like, how much has fatherhood changed your perspective on your style and the risks you take now? Because before it was you, this was a lifelong dream. You're gonna try to create as many moments as you can and do as much as you can. But now, like, there's a different perspective. Like, I've been told you have a child, things change in your mind. You kind of get a little bit more responsible. It helps. I mean, So how did that change you at all?
It's funny. I did a interview with Chris Von Vliet, and I said,
Yeah.
like, now I'm a dad. I'm gonna chill on being so crazy. And then every match that followed was me jumping off a ladder or jumping off the stage. And but now, I actually just did an interview today where they asked me like about how Darby climbed the Mount Everest, and they're like, would you ever think of doing something like that? And old me, yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Darby actually talked about it years ago. But dad me, I can't. I can't go. I think it's very selfish for me to go and put myself at possibly dying because I'm an adrenaline junkie. Darby doesn't have any kids right now, so it's okay. He did it, and I was super happy for him. Um, yeah, I texted him congratulations, and we chatted back and forth. Yeah, there is a little part of me that's like, ooh, got that adrenaline of like just risking it all to climb the mountain of like something you've always wanted to do, but it's not just about me. And so I try to remember that when I go into matches. It's like
Yeah.
ultimately wrestling is not the safest job in general, but I have to keep in mind when I'm thinking of crazy things that it's not just about me. Luna would like her dad home in one piece. So I still want to do crazy things because I have that adrenaline in me, but I also understand that it's not just about me.
Hey yo, it's your boy, the Wrestling Classic, Justin here, and I'm here to tell you guys about one of wrestling's best kept secrets for merchandise, officially licensed WWE and NXT merchandise, 500level.com. Check them out, 500level.com. Get officially licensed merchandise for the WWE, NXT, UFC, MLB, NBA, NHL. They got it all. If you join the Partnership Point program as a loyal customer, you will get discounts down the road. You can find merchandise for some of your favorite NXT stars that you can't find anywhere else. Javon Evans, Kalani Jordan, Carmen Petrovic, Lola Vice, Trick Williams. They got merchandise for everybody on NXT. You got OG shirts like this NWO shirt. You got big stars like the Queen Charlotte Flair. You get new designs like this new design for Lita. You get designs I helped out with, like this design for Dakota Kai, which I was a part of creating when Dakota didn't have those many shirts going on. You can get, like I said, NXT superstars like Carmen Petrovic and many others. You can get OGs like the none other than the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. You can get CM Punk, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, anybody you want. Sami Zayn's 500level.com. Check them out. You can even get the bad guy, Razor Ramon. You get your OG, like I said, logo shirts, NWO, WWF, Survivor Series, Raw's War. 500level.com. Check them out. Join the partnership program. Some of the best quality shirts, premium quality, regular quality, some of the best product you will find out there. Officially licensed WWE, NXT merchandise, and OG Legend stuff. 500level.com. Check them out. Keep doing the thing. We'll see you all later. Ooh, yeah. Speaking about Darby, how does it feel to have that pressure from the very beginning of AEW being called a fourth pillar, one of the four pillars of the company?
Yeah.
What is it having that pressure being called that and still like thinking about it now, and then also like having that four pillars match with you, Darby, MJF, and Jungle Boy, Jack Perry? Like, what did that like? First, what does that mean to you having that pressure? To tell me a little bit about that match.
I mean, the beginning, because like we didn't give ourselves that.
Yeah,
right?
no, you didn't. Yeah,
like it's just we're just four guys that, especially during the pandemic, were doing crazy things to try to put this company on the map and try to take advantage of opportunities. Because ultimately, like I believe that's what AEW is about, is like pushing the younger guys, and we were the four younger guys that were really trying to break through. And whatever that meant, throwing caution to the wind, especially me and Darby, it was almost a competition for a while of like, he's going to do something crazy, I'm going to do something crazy. It's really cool though. It's very, again, it's like, hard work pays off and people eventually will see it the more you work hard. Like this right here was just a moment from a match, and now it's a figure. It was just supposed to be just a match, but then it became this meme and all this other stuff. And to be able to be the four guys to wrestle at Double or Nothing for the world title, it was really cool because ultimately I don't believe. I don't believe some people may have thought that, these four guys are going to go for the world title when we have all these other stars like a Kenny Omega and all these other people. But it's like, oh, no, we're also the stars too, that help build this place up. And very happy with it. I see people have their own opinions of, well, this guy's here now and this guy's here. This is my new, these are the new pillars or whatever. It's like, I feel like it's like the Mount Rushmore. Everybody can have their opinion of it, and I see nothing wrong with it. It's like, hey, if you think this person's a pillar, that's perfectly fine. You think this person is. Ultimately, it doesn't change anything that me, Darby, Jungle, or MJF, I hate that guy, did to help in the beginning. It doesn't change anything that we did for many years in front of nobody during the pandemic. It doesn't change that.
What a weird era, right? And I feel like the people that were there during that era have like just a little bit of a special bond because of stuff you guys had to go through with that company being new, and like right after like not even a year into it, it's like, we got no fans and we got to wrestle here without fans and do all of that. But you guys rocked it. I have to ask you, talking about your things that you got to do that are really cool. You got to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome this year. You got to wrestle in Mexico, but in Mexico you won the mixed tag team titles with your wife Tay Melo. How cool was that, and to be able to be like, yo, we won tag titles together?
It's really cool, and like I feel like it gets more special over time. Like you don't really understand the moments until later on. It's like, oh wow, that was really cool, and we have like little tiny belts that are like kid size, and Luna, our daughter, will put them on her shoulders and like walk around the house, and it's just like, it's super cute. And as she gets older, she'll be like, oh yeah, my mom and dad, they were champs together, so we're a tag team in life, both in and out of the ring.
No, that's awesome. Let me ask you this: the internet wrestling community, how do you deal with the backlash? How do you deal with the mental health with all, because they're so flip-floppy. One minute they like you, they don't like you. They are on everybody's ass 24/7, especially on X. I'm not on there that often, but when I am, I see it. How do you deal with the internet wrestling community, and how do you deal with your mental health in the space of professional wrestling? And you've been through a lot. I don't have to go through it. People will know if they know. So, like, you tell us.
Yeah, we don't need.
We don't need to list anything. You're not doing that, but
No, man, but for real, I feel like I did a poor job of dealing with it, because there's not like a instructional thing of like, this is how you deal with all these things.
Yeah.
It's like you're learning as you get older, and me at 31 years old now, I feel like I'm doing a much better job at dealing with what people say. Like in the beginning, I feel like I needed this recognition from all these other people. Like, this person's saying this person's saying this person thinks I suck, or whatever it is. It's like, I would also, maybe it's like an imposter syndrome where it's like I need them to believe I belong here because I don't believe I belong here. But
Yeah.
ultimately, at 31 years old, I know where I belong, and like the only recognition I really need is from myself. And if I'm okay with that, then it doesn't matter what anyone says. Obviously, I appreciate the positive comments, but I don't really look at any of it anymore. Like, I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea,
Yeah.
but I don't care, because I'm my own cup of tea. And so they'll have their opinions of me. And ultimately, I'm going to go home to my daughter and we're going to go to the park. And so as long as my family loves me, it doesn't matter.
No, for sure. I mean, at one point you look at them for validation, but there like a really, it's a human thing. We all do it where like you can get like 15 positive comments, but those two negative ones are the ones that stand up to you. And
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I try not to even
yeah,
look at any of it no more. Like, I might see
yeah,
some, but it's like none of it really matters. Kind of how you
it
said, like it
doesn't.
all
Yeah,
flip flops. That just because this person says you're great now, next week they might say you suck. It doesn't matter. What you say about yourself is ultimately
yeah.
the most important thing. And I feel like maybe I wasn't saying enough positivity towards myself, and that's why I was having a hard time with it all.
And I also think in life, like when you're 18, you think you know everything, and then you thought the people that were 30 were old, and then you're 25, and you're like, okay, I didn't know anything at 18, but I feel like I know everything now. And the people that were 40-year-old, next thing you know, you're 30, and you're like, 40 is not that bad. I don't know everything, and
Yeah,
life's
I
all
think
right.
that's how it
Yeah,
feels.
yeah. You're
Ultimately,
like,
like I
life's
might
all
feel
right.
like,
Like, you know what? This just keeps
yeah,
going. It's all good. Like,
I
whatever.
might feel like I have it all together now, but maybe I really don't know anything. And I feel like
Yeah,
I'm humble enough to understand that. Like, I may think I have it figured out, but maybe I don't. And that's okay,
yeah.
because that's what life's all about, is about learning.
And you
And
should be proud of what you've accomplished thus far at the age of 31. Like, not everybody can say that. You got to pat yourself on the back, instead of having people pat you on the back and be like, like, I did that. I did all that stuff. It's insane.
yeah, and like, I have more goals that I want to do and all that stuff, but that's for my own self. Like, that's one
Yeah.
thing I'm really working on, is just controlling what I can control. I can't control what everyone says about me. I can't control the booking or this, but you know what I can control? I can control me going to the gym today. I can control, like, whatever I can control throughout my day. And that's the big thing
Yeah.
I've really been working on, is just don't worry about what you can't worry about what you can. The one quote that I love is like, if it's out of your hand, let it be out of your head.
No,
And
100%. It's
that's
great.
what.
Yeah. 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 Let me ask you this. The last three questions will wrap this up. The vlogs. You've been doing them for such a long time. They're popular. They're always entertaining. What keeps you doing them? Because we've seen people start and stop. You've been rocking them for so long and they're continuous. Like, why are the vlogs fun for you? And like, what was the inception of it all? Like, what do you want people to get out of
I mean, yeah, maybe I've just been doing them so long, I don't know how to not do them. You know,
them?
I've been doing them for like over 10 years. Um, yeah, I mean, what I want the message to be, and that's kind of what why I started them, is not only do I want to show people that, like, hey, you can go and chase your dreams or whatever. Like, I'm a living proof of that. I took
Yeah.
people from the independents, with shows in front of like nobody in a barn, to like getting signed by this company, to winning championships, to having a baby. It's like, I just wanted to show people that, like, it is possible, and there's no difference from me or you other than a choice. And yeah, I keep them going now. I don't post as often as I used to, but like I'll still post, once a month or something like that.
Yeah, what's cool, you built your own little community. People are excited to see them every week, and you let people kind of have an inside look of who you are, which I think it's super cool.
Well,
And
that's another point too. Why I started
yeah,
too. It's like you only get so much time on TV or in promos or whatever to show who you are as a person, and so it's like, or as a character. And with the vlogs, it's like you get to connect with people that you won't be able to in the 15 minutes that you go and wrestle. And
yeah,
especially during the Jacksonville times, it was like we were able to really get people to connect with characters that they wouldn't care about otherwise. Like, I mean, that vlog, along with the people support and other people backstage, it's one of the reasons we got Fuego signed, you know?
yeah.
So it's social media is a tool, and it's up to you how you want to choose to use it. If you want it to help build you up or help it destroy you, the choice is yours.
No, definitely. Let me ask you this really quickly because Joe Alonso wanted me to ask you your thoughts on the International Players Club.
Yeah, no, IPC. Uh, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of people in that. Like Austin
Yeah.
Theory was in that, myself, Lance Archer, Gino. Like, yeah, that was a fun time in Texas, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's still going strong, and so happy for all those guys.
That's awesome. Let me ask you, what's a song that you listen to before you go out there? Like, what's on your playlist right now? What's your hype up for music?
I mean, I listen to a lot of like old Russ songs, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes I got to get in this mentality. Like he has some lyrics where it's like, "Thank you to anyone who ever slammed the door on me. Because of you, I did it on my own, and it means more to me." And like, sometimes I have to feel like I have my back against the wall, like the chips are not in my favor. So then I am almost motivated to go and like prove people wrong. But ultimately I'm proving myself right. And so that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to change. It's like, it's almost me versus me now. I'm almost saying it to myself now.
Yeah. That chip on your shoulder is not against anyone else. It's against yourself at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, I like to ask everybody this. I think you've had an incredible journey. We always come across those pictures of you working at fast food restaurants with Booker T as a kid, being a wrestling fan. If you could go back in time, and we'll two-parter and then wrap this up. First things first, if you can go back in time and show your younger self just one of your matches, what would it be?
I guess
Like
I
you
showed
could,
him the ladder match, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, with
okay.
Cody, just because like I love seeing people jump off ladders. I love seeing ladder matches. So I think I show him that one. And then he'd probably be like, why are we not the world champion? I'll be like, I'm working on it. Okay, chill
Yeah.
out.
Look, that match you haven't seen yet. Don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah. That's
And then
even I haven't seen that yet. We're still working.
yeah.
Future me will see that.
And then last but not least, I ask everybody this: like, do you feel like if you were to talk to yourself, do you feel like you made your younger self proud? Like, do you think younger little Sam, you'd be like, "Damn, the stuff we've done is like super cool."
For sure, and I feel
Yeah,
like that's what I have to remind myself too, because you get caught up in like this person has this person has that, or this. It's like wait. What did I want originally? Who did I care about originally? What is it? Were my goals originally? And when I look at that, it's like, oh, I really accomplished a lot of what I wanted to do originally. And then like the world started making me think like, no, I need this, I need this, I need to do this, and it's like, no, that's not where the validation is going to come from. It's like, look inward. What do I want? And what did I do? And so, yeah, I think he'd be proud.
yeah. No, that's a big thing. I feel like that happens to a lot of people. It's like you keep accomplishing things, and you're always thinking about what's next and what's the next step, what's bigger. But then you don't sit back and be like, all right, the stuff I've already done, 18-year-old me would think was really cool. Like I should also be grateful that I got to do that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that was a big problem for me a long time ago. It's like I would never like enjoy the moment. I always would be like, next moment, next moment. What's the next moment? Even like this figure, old me would be like, cool, whatever.
Yeah,
The next one, and now it's like, nah, I'm gonna enjoy. Like, I finally,
yeah.
I wanted years for this thing, and so I finally got it. So I'm chilling.
A figure of you getting hit by a golf cart that will live in the minds of everybody for a very long
Yeah.
time. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for everything. I appreciate you. You've always repped my merch. You've been doing the thing. You've always been super kind, supportive of the page. It means a lot. It does not go unrecognized. I see it. I'm glad we finally got to do this. I had like 6 more questions I could have asked you, but I want to keep you too much longer. And I appreciate it, man.
No,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
guys for having me. Hopefully, we'll do this again in not 6 years. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Maybe next time we'll do it in person or something. We'll figure it out.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Appreciate you so much, Sammy. Thank you.
Yes.
Have
Peace,
a good night. I'm
man.
going to follow Sammy Guevara. See ya.
Let's go.
It's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.